what I wanted from the whole album and what one song delivers, just one. That is Mind Eraser, No Chaser. That's what it should have been. It should have been him and Josh trading off with both of them doing backup for each other. So you at least know that he's in the fucking band.
That's interesting because I think that's like one of the like weaker songs.
You're high off your ass. It's the only song I like on this album. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely, wonderful, in a very nice little apartment, co-host Alexander Volz. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. It's a new discography per episode, and today we're discussing every album by
Them Crooked Vultures, which
this
is
a cop out. It's cheap. Yeah, we're being lazy today. It's one. Okay, whatever. We get it. Okay, it's one album. All right. And they're not even broken up, kind of. And they also they just released information that they might release another album.
Maybe.
So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
I think mostly because we're lazy. We covered Led Zeppelin. Little bit of a spoiler. We got like Kyuss coming up.
Yep.
It's just a nice little add-on to.
Yeah. Plus, it's like it's so funny. We decided. No, fuck that. Hold that thought. Pin in that. If you want to help us and support us, please subscribe on youtube.com/everyalbumever. Leave comments, leave likes, leave love. Whatever, subscribe, rate, review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you get podcasts. You can follow me now at Panda Monkey and Alex at
Mother Puncture.
Got clips of the show, clips of my Twitch channel, clips of me playing music in case you want to talk shit about me, which is very, very possible. There should be no playlist, just the album. You'll find this album in the description. But if you like playlists, we have playlists with. God, this is I'm so not used to doing lazy episodes. I'm so used to having tons and tons of stuff to wade through that like an easy episode is weird to me. It's really weird to me.
You got to make it harder than it is.
Unfortunately, it's part of my brain damage. What else? Patreon. If you want to subscribe on Patreon and help us out, patreon.com/everyalbumever. There we got a bunch of bonus episodes, early access to certain episodes, discounts off merch, and then you could jump the line if you want to suggest an artist for us. We've done a few already. We've done a handful of Patreon requested episodes. We have another one coming up pretty soon. And it's fun. It's very fun. It helps us narrow things down. There's so many things that we're doing. There's so many different styles that we're doing. It makes me feel very versed, but also makes me feel super unqualified. Like the more styles I do, the less I feel like I deserve to be talking about it. But you live in life.
I think you're always very eloquent, even in the stuff you don't like. I saw we got a comment on the I think it was like Boogie Down or Eric B. Rakim who said hey, I appreciated like Mike's view because it's all new to him. He has no history. So I think listeners like that aspect about you.
At least there's no bias going in. I usually don't have that going. I try not to. I like to be surprised. But okay, so back to what I was originally saying. I don't remember what episode we just wrapped up. We were like making addendums to our schedule, and we're like, we need a one album discography, like just to give us some breathing room, something quick we can throw out. And we decided on Them Crooked Vultures. Literally, when we hung up the call, there was that statement from Dave Grohl saying, "Hey, we should do another album."
Yeah, I think they've been teasing it since like 2010 though. And I think maybe because the pandemic, it might actually happen because it's not like they can tour. And I think that was the biggest hurdle before. For people who don't know, this is a supergroup that consists of Dave Grohl on drums, Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, guitars, vocals, and John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin, as well as many other things.
It's an insane supergroup. It is like it is really a crazy supergroup, and that's why I'm so bummed out by this album because it is a Josh Homme album, man. It is like there are moments where it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is exactly what I was hoping it would be, but most of it's the Josh Homme show, which is fine if you like him, but I mean I like him, but not that much.
Should we intro the album? Because there's not really a backstory. The backstory is like it's a supergroup, and
that is the backstory. We might as well jump into it. They got the one album, came out 2009. It's hard. It's almost shocking to me now that it was that long ago. Come to think of it, it's already been like 12 years. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's longer than I thought.
Yeah, it feels new,
and it still sounds new. Which is probably in a way a good thing, but let's get into it. Let's start it out now. This is self-titled 2009.
I love the way Dave's drums sound on this album.
Incredibly produced, which is not shocking given John Paul Jones in the Zeppelin connection.
Yes, and it's a supergroup. There's no way this album is gonna sound like shit.
No way. And even, I'm talking over, but if you hear the way those vocals and the guitar is produced, super Albini, super way to the side, way in the background, fucking live sounding. I love it. Love that.
Yeah, this is a fun opener. The added percussion is a great little.
Yeah. So this is not exactly, it's cool, but not revolutionary. I think halfway through, it really picks up.
Oh, when it gets hard and like that, the bass comes in, like that is really awesome. Also,
but it takes a while to get there, so let's lower now.
Yeah, that's
worst, least favorite. Kidding.
All 4 accolades.
Yeah,
I accidentally talked over one of my favorite lyrics in there because it's funny when he says, "Don't hold it against me unless it gets hard." Pretty funny. Pretty funny. But like you were saying, this is the Josh Homme show. His style is so dominant.
It really is. For better and worse.
Yeah,
I like his style. I think he's a great songwriter and I like his voice. But I was hoping for more of everyone else.
For sure. What else was I going to say about this? It's almost like John Paul Jones is like more of a novelty rather than like a feature in the group. He has his moments, but
his role in this, to me, it read more like this song definitely feels more Zeppelin-y, like a modern Zeppelin. Like what's one, like Elephants, like that main riff. It's like modernized Zeppelin. Obviously higher energy, way more. I don't know. The song has a lot of range, but like, and the same with Scumbag Blues, which is both of them are great songs. They both have like some like flavorings of that 70s style, but it's like. Yeah, it's just flavoring. It's not really. Yeah.
I think I really like Elephants. I think that's probably like their best epic song on here because they got a few that are near or around 7 minutes. And
dude, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize it. Yeah.
The other ones don't really do it for me the way Elephants does. It's definitely a like standout live when they play live. But yeah.
Wait, so you've seen them live?
Yes. I have only seen Dave Grohl play a drum solo as part of a Foo Fighters show. And like when they announced this group, I was stoked because I didn't get to see him play drums in Queens of the Stone Age, which would have been cool. But yeah, I was like, I don't even think I'll be able to get tickets. They're playing the Wiltern. They should be playing like a way bigger venue. I actually got tickets somehow. And if you're a drummer, it's like, even if Dave's not playing super hard stuff, this has a way about it, and he just makes things look so natural. He always looks like he's having a blast on the drum kit.
Yeah.
But as the band as a whole, I think it'll please like Queens of the Stone Age fans
more than anyone. Yeah.
More than anyone. And if you're a fan of Grohl on the drums, but
he's got a good personality with drums. He's always had his style. It's never been like he's always been good, but never it never felt like he was trying to steal the show, and that goes for everything that he's played in. Maybe even Scream. I don't know if I've heard the stuff with him on drums and Scream, but like he's always just been like the perfect drummer. Like in terms of like a rhythm company, like there's obviously better drummers that do crazier stuff, but like in terms of just being the guy to be impressive without stealing the show, I've always felt that about Grohl.
Yeah, I would say his most technically impressive stuff is Songs for the Deaf and then the Probot album, which, hey, that's a one-off album. Maybe.
Oh, we're going to get to that one pretty soon, I bet.
Yeah,
as soon as we start falling behind again, we're going to be doing that.
But also, like, because I was like, okay, this is a one album. What can I do to elaborate on it? I was like, let's look at what rock and roll was like in 2009, and it's in a weird place. Mainstream.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. So fill me in.
Mainstream rock is kind of, shedding this hard rock stuff and embracing bands like Mumford and Sons and Phoenix.
Ooh. Hold on, I want to fucking gouge my ears out.
So
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so like that's what's popular, but like. On the metal side, metal in 2009 was fucking awesome. Mastodon's Crack the Sky came out. ISIS's Wavering Gradient and
that was both of our best. Episode 40 something. Fuck! Something we did ISIS 38, 37, whatever. Yeah,
listen to the ISIS episode. And then Baroness's Blue album also came out that year. So like
that's my favorite Baroness album. Yeah.
So like this was quite the year for metal music, and then Them Crooked Vultures is this kind of stuck in this no man's land kind of.
Yeah, because there's a lot of radio friendly rock horse shit on here. Like it's not that it's bad, but it's like, all right, this doesn't need to fucking. I don't feel like I need to hear this ever again. Like, so before I go into shitting on it, what I wanted from the whole album, and what one song delivers, just one. That is Mind Eraser, No Chaser. That is the only song that delivers because one, Dave Grohl is prominent as fuck on there. It's the only song you could tell.
The only song he sings on, I think.
I think I heard a little bit of backup vocals later on.
But it's the only time he has like the main vocal.
He does. It's still backup vocals. It's still not even main. It's just more main than what he does later on, or like everywhere else in the album. So it's like that's what it should have been. It should have been him and Josh trading off with both of them doing backup for each other, so you at least know that he's in the fucking band. Like, and I really fucking love that song. It has obviously it's like higher energy and it's very cool and has kind of. It has a lot of interesting riffs in there, interesting rhythms too. But the main thing is like you feel like. It's a bigger thing than just Josh Homme doing his thing.
That's interesting because I think that's like one of the like weaker songs.
You're high off your ass. It's the only song I like on this album. That's not true, but it's the one I like the most for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this album is definitely more front loaded, and then towards the end, there's
disagree entirely.
Whoa!
I think the front end is paced like dog shit.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, putting New Fang as track 3, it's like, oh God, it's just Queen's generic bullshit. It's like, fine, it's okay. But then after that, you get Dead End Friends, which is horrific.
I love that song. I love that song.
I'm letting listeners decide. Oh my God.
Dude, Dead End Friends, I think this because it's so similar to Songs for the Deaf era Queens of the Stone Age. And like, arguably that's like their biggest, hardest hitting album. So I think it's a killer song.
This is Dead End Friends. Hate that riff already.
Really? I
hate it.
I dig it. And then
again, it's produced like a beast, but man, this doesn't do it.
I think it's a cool riff. I think it's a cool riff.
It does have some stoner rockness to it.
Yeah.
It definitely has some. I had a feeling. That makes sense to me now.
God damn.
I fucking hate it though. But toward the end though, the reason why I disagree with the, saying that it's front loaded is it has a lot of weird stuff that doesn't start happening until the second half. One of the things is like the transition mini songs. Mm-hmm. Like like one song will end and it'll have this weird little thing and then it'll kind of move on to something else. It happens earlier on, but it happens better, I think, later on. So like after Caligula, which I don't even like that song, I think it kind of takes up space. Cool keyboard solo. I'll give you that.
Man, I didn't think we were gonna like disagree on like Caligula is. I think it's like one of the stronger songs in the back half.
That's so funny how we were just one album and
every song is this. Yeah. However you feel, I feel the opposite, and vice versa.
So what? The thing is, my point was the transition from the end of that song into to Gunman.
Yeah.
There's really cool like little transitional stuff, and I think that's like Homme's always been really good at that though. Like it's been on all the best Queen's albums he's done that. I feel like. So I feel like it's probably a lot of him doing that, but still, like interludes with ludes. Are we gonna agree there?
I think it's cool. Cool. I wish. What did I put? I wish that came on after Elephants, because Elephants is such a beast of a song. And then it's followed by like more high energy, like more the same. And I think
the album's not paced well.
Yeah. I think if like interludes with ludes was after Elephants, it like allows you that breathing you want.
Honestly, dude, I really wish Scumbag Blues was track 3. That would have been absolutely perfect.
Again,
to keep up the energy like that. Like
again, like I don't like that song as much.
God, you're out of your mind. It's not amazing, but it's like those backup vocals are fucking gorgeous, and it's just good presentation. It sounds so. I mean, it's very Queensy, and it's also very classic rocky. So I don't know.
I mean, the wacky organ playing by John Paul Jones is very, very cool on that song. I think the solo Homme does is also very cool on there.
Honestly, the most interesting, the only time you ever know John is even here is because of the wacky keyboards. That's like the best thing that he does here.
I will say this album also features someone you featured on your year-end list, Alan Johannes.
Oh, really?
He plays on Dead End Friends, Reptiles, and Interludes with Ludes, and as well as a touring member of the band. So he's kind of like the fourth guy in here.
Holy shit. He was his main band, which I probably didn't mention on the year-end episode. Please check out the 2020 best, wrap up. It's a good episode. I don't think I mentioned it in that episode, but his main band was a band called 11. And I never heard of them, and I feel like I'm like a hack now because I've never come across them or listened to them.
Yeah, I mean, he's, obviously frequent collaborator with Queens of the Stone Age and Josh Homme. So, yeah, definitely an interesting dude who I want to check out more of his solo stuff and side stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what also you brought up Reptiles. It's real crazy. I dig it. It's like, it's not super memorable in terms of like hooks, but there's like a million things happening except for the drums. The drum is like, I'm not changing shit. I'm sticking to this one thing the entire way. I don't care what else happens. And it's like, I like that. I like that it's complete chaos held together by one driving ass beat.
I don't know how to describe the vocal stylings, but sometimes, and it happens in Queens, like on Reptiles, he has like this vocal styling where it seems kind of forced, like, oh, if I can't like make it fit a certain way, I'm gonna default to this style. Cause
you mean the falsetto thing?
No, I don't mind that. Like, maybe play a little bit and maybe we'll get like a taste so I can point it out.
This is Reptiles.
It's the like
It sounds like you're singing a theme song to like an adventure movie. Hold on. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll let it play for a little bit.
That's a cool fucking little thing right there, though.
It is weird, yeah.
Yeah.
This. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I guess there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not a fan of it.
No, I get it. Yeah, that's no, there's a lot of things that Josh does that like he has a cool voice, but he doesn't have a super crazy range or anything, so he kind of repeats the same bag of tricks a lot, which is fine because it sounds good. It never doesn't sound good, but yeah, some stuff like that, like I can do without. But the song itself is crazy and fun. Despite that,
like you said, the riff on there is pretty wacky.
Yeah. One song that I thought, and I've heard this album a lot, like years and years ago, and one song that I remember not liking at all, but it won me over because of that fucking chorus, Bandoliers.
Bandoliers, yes. That feels like the redheaded stepchild on the album.
Weird song.
Because it's kind of in the middle. But yeah, really cool guitar riffs on there. Yeah. Kind of makes you wonder, like, because I think they overdub and there's 2 guitar tracks on there, so there's
a ton of overdubbing here. Josh Homme is a smart record maker. I don't love all the Queen's albums, but he makes records well. Especially like production wise, there's like dude, I can gush for a while just about Like Clockwork from Queens because I listen to that album a lot, and I always keep going back to it because there's so many little tiny arrangement decisions. Like, I know we just did the chorus, but instead of going back into the verse, we're gonna do this little thing there for 2 bars, and bam, now we're back into the chorus or back into the verse, and you're gonna hear this weird little fuzz effect that comes up just this one spot and nowhere else. Like, really interesting stuff to kind of keep you hooked without even realizing that it's happening. He's really good at that.
It's kind of funny how that album had all those little interesting things, and then Villains is just like, I like some of the songs on there, but production wise, I'm like, what happened?
Villains, yeah. Like, I mean, we're not gonna be able to talk about Queens for a while, so you might as well talk about it now.
Yeah.
Like that album, it still has some interesting stuff production wise, but man, there's something about it. Like,
it feels flat.
It doesn't, like, by track 4, I'm already like, all right, I'm done. Yeah, there's something simplistic about it. Not that the songs are simple, but it feels like they wanted to not, I don't know. Like Clockwork just felt so advanced for rock music, and that one kind of felt, step in the other direction. But what the hell was I going to say?
I guess the other epic songs, and I'm not going to say the full name, but Warsaw,
or The First Breath You Take After You Give Up, Alex. It's a fucking mouthful.
It's
Warsaw.
Ambitious, but I just kind of like was weaving in and out. I had to go back and listen to it a few times.
That song is definitive of my main gripe with the whole record, and that is, I like the song fine, it's cool, but it is equal parts annoying video game trailer rock music and then crazy wacky. Like, it just kind of, that song alternates between the two, but that's really what the album is. It's like, we're gonna throw this straightforward, regular ass K-rock song that you've heard 1,000 times, and then we're also gonna do Spinning in Daffodils, which is fucking amazing and weird. And I don't even know what the hell's happening in the whole second half, but I love it. I love that second half.
That is probably like the most diverse song on the album, and again, I think it maybe would have had more of an impact in the middle of the album.
I think in terms of the lineup that they have of songs here, that's as good as they're going to get for a closer.
Yeah,
I don't think anything else kind of has that impact.
I think this may have been like more of a home run if they trimmed some things, for sure.
100%. And you and I will completely disagree on which should be trimmed, but we can agree that something should have been trimmed.
Because this is almost 70 minutes. It's a long album for sure. So,
but here's one thing I'll give it credit for. When Spinning in Daffodils was on in the middle of it, I was like, okay, if this isn't the last song, it's too long. And it was the last song. I was like, okay, you just made the cut in terms of my fucking ADD attention span. But that outro is glorious, dude.
It's
like,
really cool.
And not even just like the main outro, like it has a regular, I keep saying outro, but whatever. It has the outro, and then you think the song's over, and then a little fucking like 30-second almost novelty mandolin circusy thing comes in, just kind of crammed in at the very end. And that is amazing. Like, why wouldn't there be at least one full track of that kind of crazy gypsy style? Like it's such a cool little thing.
It also would have like helped break up the album because going back to Homme's style is so dominant.
Yeah.
And then those little things, which are still in his wheelhouse, but help like break up the, the big, heavy riffs that I know we're all here for, but yeah,
like the closest thing we actually have to something like that is one, interludes with Ludes is close to it, but also other than that, just the transition songs, the little mini transition songs, and those are literally like 15 seconds. So it's like for an album this long, you kind of need a little bit more to break up just the hard rockness of everything. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but still, like, for a cohesive 70-minute album's worth, I think it helps.
Yeah, it's also funny, like looking at all the like year-end lists this made and like things that got ignored, like Isis and Baroness, and I'm just like
crime. The fucking crime.
Yeah, that's what it's purely on name brand. It's a name brand.
Hey, dude, incoming rant, because it's the same thing I was screaming about on the 2020 year-end list about fucking All Them Witches, because like that album was so fucking phenomenal. It was my album of the year, and every rock outlet was like Deftones #1. It's like, no, you fuck, dude. Like, have you heard this one? Have you heard this album? It was on no lists. Like, it's a fucking crime to not put Isis on lists and not put Baroness. Like,
especially Isis is like their last album ever,
and their best.
The year-end lists do not age well, because I was looking at some of those lists and I was just like, damn, like no one fucking cares about that Phoenix album anymore. No one's like, oh yeah, let's throw on like Listomania and fucking I mean, probably like drunk white people who were in college, but that's about it.
I don't know if you've met anybody in college these days, Alex, but they are not listening to that.
No, I mean like who were in college at the time. Okay. So no,
right.
No way, kids.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Oh man. So, I mean, we pretty much exhausted aside from Gunman.
Yeah, we did talk
on Gunman.
I think we did. Like,
we brought it up for a second.
Yeah, I think anytime Dave Grohl does like a dancey beat on this album, it's like, oh, in. Like, it's just.
Well, anytime he uses a dancey beat, I kind of end up liking it. Like, I know he's not joining for Foo Fighters. I don't even like the Foo Fighters, but that fucking reggaeton song from the last album.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I always forget what it's called.
It's the opening track.
Yeah, the opening track.
Run for Your Life. Yeah.
Fucking. There we go. And he said he didn't even know what reggaeton music was.
Shut the fuck up, you liar.
I know.
Yeah, he has to be lying.
He lives in LA, but he also lives in rich people LA, so maybe
right.
I could believe that, but yeah. Yeah, it's so weird how like dancey beats are his jam, but there's not really like going back to like his drumming on this album. There aren't really like these crazy big fills like on Songs for the Deaf. But what you do get is, quick little like flourishes and stuff. So there's nothing there's nothing that you would hold up as like, oh my God, you gotta hear this like thing, but he does have these nice flourishes throughout.
Yeah, it's all fun. It's all impressive. It's all well done, but it's all, once again, not what you would hope for when you hear such an insane lineup. And honestly, thinking about it right now, it's like, what a douchey lineup this is. Look, what a douchey supergroup, like Led Zeppelin, Queens of the Stone Age, the Foo Fighters. Ugh. Like it's not what I think of when I think of like what I would look for in like in a great supergroup. Not that they're all good, but it's like I can do without all of those. I can do without all of them.
I think in terms of mainstream supergroups, it's probably like
mainstream, right? Yeah,
that's probably as good as it's gonna get. Because if they weren't even the best supergroup album that came out this year, because again, something we may talk about in the future is Shrine Builder came out this year too.
That's right.
And that's Neurosis, Sleep, the Melvins, and it's fucking great. And then on top of that, there's an album called Black Rock, which featured the Black Keys, who I don't like, but doing songs with rappers, and that album's fucking great. Every song. I think the Black Keys should this be fucking hip hop producers, because I think they're better at it.
That is an interesting thought. I never thought of that. I don't care for them, but now I'm curious.
Yeah, so like this wasn't even the best supergroup album that came out that year.
It's so funny. It sounds like we're shitting on it, but it's like no, it's good. But it's just
I'm just trying to put it in context of things too, because like you said, we're like 12 years. This album's 12 years old. This
12 years old.
Yeah, it's almost a teenager. So
yeah, it's like. So Dave Grohl, announced. We didn't announce it. He just said like it would be cool. Like, but people take that as like, oh, they're definitely doing a new record, which is like just this generation in a nutshell. But if they were to, I hope to God for one, at least switch off vocals. If you're not going to change anything stylistically, at least switch off vocal duties. But I would really like there to be more of like Spinning in Daffodils kind of stuff, like to go further with the craziness.
Yeah, I would like, some more ballads, some more weird stuff. Maybe, let Alan have a little bit of a say. I know he's not the super part of the group, but
he's fucking more super than all of them. Goddammit, that solo album is amazing. Listen to "Hum" by Alan Johannes. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, great songwriter. So if they do a second one, I would definitely like to hear more variety, because it's like I know you guys can, and it's kind of nice with John Paul Jones. Like, you can play hard, fast music, and you're 100 years old.
But dude, even better, he can play wacky keyboard solos when he's 100 years old.
Yeah, he's 75.
God damn.
So it's rad. He could still hang. Although I guess he would have been 65 when he did this. But yeah, I would like to hear some diversity from them.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, interesting note, in 2019, Jimmy Page said he could have been in the group.
Wait, how do you mean?
Like, it was like, they approached both of them, John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page, but Jimmy Page turned it down.
You know what? Good for them for not getting Jimmy Page. It would have been a mess. I think it would have. Now.
I think it would.
He is a bumbling mess, dude. He's not what he once was. I wonder why. Maybe it's because all the black magic, all the pedophilia went to his head finally. But I think that probably been too much. If people would have just been like, oh, it's just like Led Zeppelin, revamped, and it would have kind of overshadowed like the at least semi uniqueness of this entire lineup.
For sure. I almost wonder what spaces it would have forced Josh into then. This, because
I can imagine everybody walking on eggshells like, this is Led Zeppelin. They're in control. They're in control. Yeah. Sure, they stole everything, but they're still in control.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm still bitter about that.
Yeah, would have been interesting, but would it have been better? Probably not.
You never know, but I don't think it would have been that much better. But yeah, solid album, nothing amazing. Wish it was more of a supergroup than Josh Homme stuff. I think we're both in agreement there. And the future is bright, hopeful, something.
Again, I don't know what else they're going to do. I feel like the main reason, these supergroups rarely have follow-ups is because it's like they have their own priorities. And it's like, well, when do you get in the studio? When do you tour? And it's like, right now, all you can do is go into the studio. So,
yeah. And if they really, sorry, that was a really big burp. I don't know where that came from. Oh, I'm drinking bubbly water. No shit. Like the thing that comes to mind when I think of like supergroups, even though it's not a supergroup, I think of Peeping Tom, Mike Patton's.
It kind of is.
Let's get every musician from around the world and then never tour with them. Because like, well, he had Cool Keith on there, and then but when he toured, he just rapped it, which is weird seeing Mike Patton rap. But yeah, it's like if you really wanted to tour, I mean, Josh Homme could just probably just fuck it. It's my band anyway. I wrote like I'm singing anyway. Fuck it. I don't need you guys. Like you could do that, but then it probably less of a payday. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling because I'm just pondering.
Yeah, I will say Peeping Tom to me is kind of a super group because you got the Dan the Automator production on there.
Yeah.
So he's a legend in the hip hop world.
Yeah. But if you don't have anything else to add with this,
I do not. I believe we've talked about every track. I've shared my excitement about seeing them live, and
I don't like it. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's about it. So this is a very short ep. And you know what? That's okay because we do 2.5 hour long episodes and sometimes we need a break.
Yes. I think our listeners need a break too.
I honestly, yeah. But I guess, you know what? This is all you. Last song is all you. But before we do that, shit, I forgot to plug. God damn it. So thank you for listening to Watching Jesus, because I'm not used to ending this early. I'm not used to things being easy and stop. Like,
yeah.
I'm used to my voice hurting by the end of this. But if you would like to support us, please, for the love of God, hit that like I just hit that like button. Who am I? Who am I, Alex?
You're on YouTube.
Don't hit that like button. Yeah, I feel like an asshole. But subscribe anyway on youtube.com/everyalbumever. You know, rate, review, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Follow me on Instagram at PanderMonkey and Alex at
Mother Puncture.
Check the description if you want to listen to the album immediately, which maybe you do. It's not bad. And, help us out. If you want to pledge to the Patreon, patreon.com/everyalbumever, where we got bonus episodes, early access to a bunch of episodes, discounts off merch. You can jump the line if you want to suggest an artist for us, so you're not waiting. I have so many fucking emails. Oh my God, I'm sorry if I haven't responded, but like our list is, it is actually, we made a joke about it being all highlighted for requests, but it's getting there. It's I'm sorry.
It's
just too many.
It's no longer ours anymore. It belongs to the people.
So that's the thing, like, because there's so many requests now, we're just making the schedule where it's manageable. So we're going to throw in short episodes, in between big episodes. If it's requested, we'll shout you out. If you're a Patreon member or pledger, if you're a patron, you immediately get first dibs.
I like calling them patronizers.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love being patronized. Please be a patronizer. But yeah, like actually there's more. Fuck, I thought there was one patron requested episode coming up, but I think there's 2. Shit. But whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm just rambling again. I'm not used to ending early. This is awful. But is that the end of the plugs? Yeah, patreon.com/everyalbumever. Okay. Last song.
I think the last song will be the only song we agreed on. Bandoliers. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So thank you all for listening and watching. See ya.